What is going on, guys? Now we have a cracking fight this Saturday. Moses Itauma, the future of heavyweight boxing, against Jermaine Franklin. Again, someone who is a massive test to these up and coming heavyweights. But will Moses be the one to prevail and be the first to stop him? Now, when you see Moses' last fight, he shows signs of technical ability at the heavyweight division where it's rare to see. The way he jabs high, then jabs low, and he repetitively goes to the body. Now you'll see that is where it was Dillian Whyte's downfall in this fight, where constantly going to the body, feinting head body, he created them openings where he was trying to land that left hook on the temple, but Dillian Whyte with his head down, he couldn't capitalize on it. So what Itauma would do, he circled around, went back into range, and again, making him miss, fall into the bait, head body with the feint, goes to the body. Now he blocked that, but what does he do? Goes back to the body. Whyte will put his head down. What will Itauma do? Land on the temple, because Whyte, he's looking down, don't know what's going to happen, and Itauma, like a true knockout artist, goes to the kill and gets out with the first. You'll see the way he feints with the left here, then comes with the right hook over. Again, unreal. Just a sneaky left and then comes with a big right. Also, another thing with Itauma, his counter punching is underrated. But when he pressures, when he lands some shots, he's cautious. He don't just run and just throws like a madman. He picks his punches, and you'll see when he leant back there to avoid the right, or left I should say, from Balogun, he reset, comes back in the range, then counter punches, then holds, body. He's a crafty veteran of the game already with only 13 fights. But to hit like how he does, to box like how he does, his defensive work, the way you'll see the southpaw right check hook there, straight into an orthodox stance in case he was in range to fire away from an orthodox stance. This is something which you don't see heavyweights do unless you're Alexander Usyk, which is why I do believe this could be the man to eventually derail Usyk if they do ever get into the ring with each other. You'll see there, all three shots from Balogun miss, Itauma holds, and then boom, right hook on the chin. His punch lands first, and this is what I say with his counter punch and his timing. You'll see here, Balogun missed that right again. But while the pressure's being pulled onto him, he's not losing his composure. He's calm, cool, collected. You know, he's not panicking. Where he'll turn him, land that left to the body, and then what does he do? He comes on him like a madman, boom, right on the chin, counter punching king, night. But you'll see with Jermaine Franklin, his last fight, and most of the fights he have are always rough, tough, just more on the inside, more of a snooze fest, but with a bit more aggression. You'll see the way here, he always has his head down, similar to how Whyte does, but he does it in a way where he reacts afterwards, where he'll use his foot to either pivot or just hold and just try and cut the angle. But he has more finesse, I'd say, to him than Dillian Whyte. But doing stuff like that against Itauma and throwing them clubbing predictable right hands over the top and then holding, Itauma's too sharp for that. He'll see through that. He'll probably be 3-4 steps ahead of you if you're going to fight like how he did in his last fight. But again, he needs to come with a bit of trickery, a bit of unpredictability, just made a new word there. But with Franklin, I think he's a fringe world level fighter, whereas Itauma, he's already elite. Let's cut the BS. He's already an elite fighter. But the fight before that, when Frank fought Munoz, he showed a lot of flaws. He showed though, when he fights someone that's a similar stature, similar height, similar sort of frame, he tees up on them, he has fun with them. But when he fights someone with a bit of speed, a bit of footwork, like, you know, Dillian Whyte, where he's just in there, he just stands there, where he was easy for Franklin to land all night, although he should have won that fight. But against someone like AJ, he struggled with. Someone who has a bit of speed, a bit of power, but he utilizes strength. Where Itauma, he doesn't look big for a heavyweight, but speed defeats strength, speed defeats power. We all know that. That is a common theme, a common factor in any day-to-day life thing, and mainly in boxing as well. So with Franklin, he just has to just land, hook, a few feints, come up on top, creating them openings and just hold. Simple as that. His only way of winning is probably a boring points 10-round stinkfest. That's what I'd say his key is here. You know, trying to take his head off. Itauma, we see what he is on the back foot. He can counter punch, which is very rare for heavyweights, where they utilize their footwork, where they go a few steps back and then land, then pivot around. Let's be honest, when was the last time we've seen a heavyweight do a check hook into an orthodox stance ready to fire in range? I couldn't tell you. I mean, Usyk can do it, but we haven't really seen it as much when he's in the heavyweight division. But obviously, when he was at cruiserweight against Bradis and Huck and Gassiev and all these people, he was doing it for fun. But obviously, when you move up to heavyweight like him, he loses a bit of that speed. Now, with Franklin, his keys to victory is quite simple. Keep that head up. Don't do what White did when just throwing your head down, just throwing over the top. That's not going to work, even if he does a foreman guard like White did. Land, hold, make it ugly. You got to make it a stink fest to beat Itauma. You can't beat him being clean, cool, calm, calculated, because that's just not going to work against someone with the finesse and speed and technical ability of Itauma. And dragging to the second half, as have we seen him gone that 10 rounds? No. So we'll see what he's made of. Where with Itauma, you got to be cool, calm, collective. Usual, composed, stay in first gear, then up the gears. He was in first gear with White and he still managed to land them shots. So don't look for the knockout. The knockout will come. Jab and let the openings come. Previously, while I stayed towards the last point, and head body like Dillian. Make him, react to every feint. Come with openings, because if you make him react with every feint, your openings will come, and it'll be a lot harder for him to read what you're doing, which is how he confused Dillian, which is why I do believe Itauma will be the man to stop Franklin for the first time. Now, I do believe Franklin will give him rounds. I do believe it'll be a tough fight, but I don't believe it'll be an early knockout like Dillian fight. I do believe Franklin, he'll have his moments. He'll land a few jabs, might nick a round or two. He'll jab hold, might, make it, as I say, a stinker. But Itauma's cleaner work, his technical ability, his footwork, his speed, his power, his accuracy, his pinpoint punching will get him over the line. I do believe in the second half of the fight, where Franklin tries to drag him into it, I do believe Itauma will show his levels above. I do believe it will be a bit of a chess match where Itauma might not work him out very quickly, but I do believe once you do, he'll land shots for fun. It'll be the first time we see Franklin on the deck, the first time he gets stopped, and I do believe it will be in the second half of the fight, and Itauma will stop in 6 to 10. So that is going to be what I'll be backing. I do believe the winner of this fight should 100% fight Usyk. I mean, if they don't, then maybe fight the winner of Fury Makameda for an interim title. But Itauma, it's the thing with Usyk where it's going to be hard for him to fight Usyk, because Usyk is a win-lose situation where he doesn't need an Itauma, but his only chance is Wardley, and Wardley again is his teammate, so that would be a lot harder fight to make, because Ben Davison will have to side with one or side with none, unless Dubois obviously prevails, which there's a very good chance he does, where that'll be a lot easier fight to make if Dubois got over the line against that fight. But that's all for today. Hope you enjoyed. Please like, subscribe, and as always, this ain't financial advice. This is going to be what I be betting and backing based off my own research. Have a great day.